The story begins with Prince Philip, who surprised Queen Elizabeth II with a corgi puppy later named Rex. Queen Elizabeth has always had an eye for corgis, so she quickly embraces Rex into the family even though she already has 3 other corgis, the old and stern Nelson, the finicky Lady Margaret, and the goody-two-shoes Charlie. It wasn't long when Queen Elizabeth was preoccupied with Rex that her life quickly turned into a one-man's puppy show. It didn't take long for the other corgis to feel alienated as Rex gets all the attention. Even Prince Philip gets uncomfortable with the new company, which Rex often spends sleeping with them in their bed. As days turn to months, one can't help but notice the special treatment Rex is getting compared to the others till the day Rex is crowned the Queen's top dog, celebrated by the entire kingdom. One time, Buckingham Palace is to be graced by a visit from President Donald Trump with his wife, Melania. Accompanying them is their precious dog Mitzi, coincidentally also a corgi. It turns out that the president is looking for a mate for their dog but worries that sourcing the right dog is a bit tedious. Queen Elizabeth suggests that perhaps one of her corgis would be a suitable mate for Mitzi, hoping it would help foster a great relationship between their countries. Mitzi is quickly taken to Rex, who, by the way, is not pleased at all at the prospect of becoming mates with Mitzi. Later that night, Rex is being prepared for a night with Mitzi while Queen Elizabeth and the president have dinner with some important people. The president plays a romantic song on the radio to set the ambience while Queen Elizabeth turns the lights down. Mitzi grabs Rex, but he tries to run away every chance he gets. Mitzi grabs some tape and ropes in Rex, pulling him closer to her. Rex runs through a secret door where Mitzi furiously chases. When she entered the room, she was amazed at all the Rex merchandise which Rex was hiding behind one. When Mitzi recognizes him pretending to be a statue, Rex pushes a box over her and runs to the door. Fearing she would eventually get out, Rex climbs on top of the box to put some weight on it. He then leads Mitzi straight to the door, where he grabs the knob and opens the door. She then throws him off the stairs, where he ends up inside the server plate instead of the roast chicken to be served for dinner. Rex immediately jumped and they opened the container and hid under the table. Mitzi is not far behind and chases him when Prince Philip kicks Rex toward the president, who throws up the food directly at Queen Elizabeth. Wondering what happened, the president reveals Rex, who has bitten him, to which he and his wife immediately left Buckingham Palace disappointed. Rex tries to cozy up to the Queen, but she would not have it and dismisses Rex to his bed. Worried that he would not be top dog anymore, Rex explains to Charlie how he messed up during dinner, resulting in the president canceling their visit and returning to America. Disappointed in himself, he thinks he is a disgrace to the royal family and thinks of running away. When Rex has no idea where to go, Charlie suggests going to the Pope's house in Vatican City. They immediately set out and sneaked away at night. When a soldier was standing guard, Charlie thought of coating their feet in jelly to walk on walls. With another soldier guarding the front door, they sneaked under the table when the soldier almost dropped the vase when he looked behind him. The guard called his supervisor for help to prevent breaking an expensive vase. When they got outside, Rex got cold feet and tried to bail out when Charlie pressed on with their plan. As they get to the maze garden, Charlie convinces Rex to remove his collar. The last hurdle they have is the wall, to which Charlie leads them to a hole in the wall. When they got outside, they still saw palace soldiers, so they tried to cross the street inside a road sign when a car almost hit them. After a near-death experience on the road, Charlie and Rex find themselves in a dark spot of St. James Park. Rex hears some noises and worries if the place is haunted. Charlie explains that those are probably just the park's geese. Out of nowhere, a couple of geese chase them, and they wind up at the park's bridge. Reconsidering his decision to run away, Rex wants to return to the palace when Charlie suddenly pushes him off the bridge, claiming that there is no longer going back. Charlie explains that he was destined to be top dog until Rex came along and stole it from him. Charlie pushes a stone brick out of nowhere at the ice where Rex fell into the icy waters. Rex later realizes that Charlie has double-crossed him, jealous of him being top dog. Rex struggles to keep himself up as his foot gets tangled in a wheel, and he gets dragged under, but not before Sanjay notices him from afar. Rex later wakes up at the dog shelter where Sanjay works after a quick shot of immune boosters. Given the absence of a collar or a dog chip, he is then taken to the dog cells. Still in denial over his situation, Rex insists that the Queen herself will come for him, which at first alienates him from the other dogs. He later meets his fellow cellmate, the talkative yet friendly Jack, and the disinterested and unconscious Chief. Jack immediately gets Rex acquainted with the so-called house rules at the shelter. The next day, the dog's caretaker notices Rex is missing and informs the Queen. While looking all over Buckingham Palace for Rex, Charlie calls for the Queen, who finds a sausage and some ketchup spilled all over the lawn and assumes that Rex is killed by foxes, leaving only his collar behind. They later hold a funeral for Rex, where Charlie performs his best acting. The Queen felt terrible for him, making him top dog, believing he was Rex's best friend. Meanwhile, at the shelter, Jack tries to comfort a worried Rex and suggests that he might be rehomed during their weekly public viewing, where people come in hoping to adopt. Rex claims he does not want to be rehomed as he is determined to return to the palace. Jack pretends he likes it at the shelter, but when humans come in, he turns into a different dog, trying to overplease the humans into adopting him. When Rex thinks it is the Queen, when he sees a pink hat over the window, he excitedly waits for her when it turns out to be a man fashionably dressed. Jack was getting petted and so close to getting adopted when he suddenly peed and drove the man away. Later that night, the caretaker at the shelter does his rounds and collects the dog's bowls when a chihuahua stealthily sneaks around, which Rex notices. While trying to ask Jack who it is, Jack mistakes what he is referring to for Bernard, one of the country's finest acting dogs, or Al, the best sniffer dog in Heathrow Airport, until they are both abandoned by their owners. After some slick moves, the chihuahua breaks everyone from their cells, and they head to the Fight Club. Rex wonders why they stay behind if it is too easy to break out of their cells, when Jack explains the shelter is much better than being stranded outside during winter. Tyson, a pit bull terrier who was a former fighting dog before he got impounded, now hosts the usual Fight Club where they witness a fight between Boxer, a boxer dog, and Rebel, the Doberman Cross. Before the much-awaited fight, the wondrous wanderer Wanda will give them some pre-match entertainment. Rex is quickly smitten by Wanda, who Jack advises against, given that she is Tyson's girl. The next day, Rex barely had any sleep as he couldn't stop thinking about Wanda. During breakfast, Rex runs over to Wanda and tries to swoon her over when Tyson shows up and tries to beat him up. Wanda saved him, claiming that Rex was just crazy. The caretaker stepped outside for fresh air when he slipped on the ice and broke his mug. Wanda recognizes Rex from the broken mug as the Queen's top dog and tries to win him back, thinking it would be her ticket out of the shelter. Wanda's words moved Rex, so he sang her puppy love in front of the others. Tyson witnessed it and decided Rex would be in the Fight Club later that night. Worried that he will not stand a chance against Boxer at the Fight Club, Rex's friends help him prepare for the fight. Given the training didn't turn out well, Jack thought their plan B would be to check the layout of their battle and use it to his advantage while doing a run-and-hide sort of plan. Later at the Fight Club, Rex is forced to participate, but when Wanda is rooting for him, Tyson decides to swap places with Boxer and beat him up. When the battle starts, Rex runs away and tries to sneak out through an open window but fails. He tried to escape to the furnace's pipes this time, but Tyson was just a little behind. Rex decides to hide in one of the pipes when Boxer opens the furnace to blow Rex out of the pipe. As Tyson has his hands on Rex, ready to throw him into the furnace, Wanda turns the switch off and closes the furnace, which places everyone in total darkness. When the shelter's caretaker went to find the switch, he found the dogs out of their cages. Tyson threatened Wanda for interfering with his fight with Rex. After their fight, Jack advises that they both get rehomed tomorrow so Tyson can't get to them, but Rex speaks up, trying to convince everyone to stand up to him together but fails. Later that day, a kid comes in with his mom and is quickly smitten by Rex, and they decide to take him back with them. Rex escaped and returned to the shelter just in time when Wanda was getting a beating from Tyson for her betrayal. Rex tries to stand up to Tyson, but he is easily brushed off by him when the other dogs stand up for Rex, ready for a beatdown. Even the chief stood up and, much to everyone's shock, spoke up for the first time in a long time. Tyson punched Chief, to which he punched back and sent Tyson flying. With Tyson out, Rex and Wanda run out of the shelter while everyone else stays, explaining that the shelter is still better than the outside during winter. Rex and Wanda tried to walk through the front gates of Buckingham Palace, but they were sent away by the guards who didn't recognize Rex. When the hole in the wall was already covered, Wanda thought she had an idea and ran toward St. James Park. While Wanda calls in the other dogs from the shelter, Rex figures out why they don't recognize him, as they thought he had already died after the Queen held a funeral for him. Meanwhile, Charlie, being top dog, has gotten to his head and bullies Nelson and Margaret, making them call him "my lord" or "my liege." While the shelter dogs distracted the guards with their caroling, Rex and Wanda sneaked inside. When the guards saw them, the shelter dogs ran inside and lured them into the maze garden while Rex and Wanda headed inside. Rex confronted Charlie for his betrayal, which he tried to weasel out. He then tricked Wanda into opening the room's cabinet. When she opened the cabinet, Rex and Wanda got covered in piles and piles of Rex merchandise that Prince Philip stored away. Charlie then sets it on fire and calmly walks to the throne room where Queen Elizabeth will crown him as top dog with the golden collar. With the doors jammed and smoke filling the room, Rex pulls Wanda from the rubble and puts her on a bed tied to balloons. He then sets her on her way in the chimney while he grabs a few balloons himself to escape. Wanda calls for the shelter dogs for help and fears that Rex is trapped in the burning room. Chief breaks down the door, but Wanda can't find Rex, so they extinguish the fire. Chief and Jack grab the water hose while Wanda, Al, and Bernard grab the fire extinguishers. After putting out the fire, they find Rex up in the chimney when Wanda heads off to stop Charlie from being crowned top dog. She grabs the golden collar and lures the Queen and the others to the room, where they find Rex alive. Rex claims he doesn't want to be top dog because he values his love for Wanda more than the position, so he returns it to Charlie. Rex is finally reunited with Queen Elizabeth, to which he introduces Wanda and the others. After claiming how love moves in mysterious ways, Queen Elizabeth claims she will also be adopting the others. With Charlie as the top dog, he is later driven away in a bridal car to marry the president's Mitzi and move to America, while Rex lives at the palace with his friends. The end.
Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.